Welcome back to Life is Hellfire, or Hellafire in this game's case.
Hellfire, dark fire.
Hellafire.
Oh my god, now you got me imagining that's what Chloe sings about her obsession with Max.
Oh god.
But how? Get out, you idiot! I'll find her. I have to burn down all of Arcadia Bay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh god, she's already started.
No. That's basically it. The plot twist is that Rachel is Frollo's daughter. There you go, guys. I figured it out.
Like a distant descendant.
Basically, folks, you know.
And I really love this rendition of the theme.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, now, before episode 2, Life is Strange Before the Storm could at least pretend that it had the semblance of, some bout of sanity. But from now on, the story is ready to just cut loose and just be absolutely depraved.
Episode 2.
And I do mean depraved.
Episode 2, Brave New World. A brave new world. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, so far, since we've been through one episode already, I think I can say this now. So far, I am actually on Jova's side. I'm enjoying this a lot more. Because, it's hilarious and ridiculous, and also it doesn't have the ableism pissing me the fuck off, so...
Yeah.
True, that's the thing. It's technically not as well put together narrative as the original Life is Strange. Counterpoint to that, though, it's not nearly as insufferable with the ableism as Life is Strange
It's like
was.
I said... Sorry.
Do you know if Rachel is a gamer?
No,
Which, granted, does not make it the best prequel in terms of being continuous with the original Life is Strange. But hey, at this point, I am well beyond caring.
It's like I said before, Shiroi. Both games are bad, just for different reasons, basically.
And I'd say this, I could probably tolerate this game's flaws a lot more than the original Life is Strange.
Oh no, this game is hilarious. It's still terrible, but at the very least it's hilariously terrible, whereas, like you said, Life is Strange 1 is frustratingly terrible.
And something about this game feels at least a bit more comfortable with its terribleness, whereas the original Life is Strange feels so
you know why, Jova? It's because they're portraying all this ridiculousness and they're completely unaware of how ridiculous it is. because it doesn't even feel like the writers are even aware that this comes across as ridiculous. They genuinely believe they're doing good writing. Anyway, all right, now for another scene with Principal Wells.
I'm so sorry we're late. My shift ran late at the time.
Okay, Shiroi, take a wild guess. The principal here is about to get us in trouble. So how do we get out of this one?
One of you here is new to the Blackwell disciplinary process. And the other is all...
I guess, all right, I guess Shiroi...
I kind of want to see how it plays out.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, let's see.
Mutual respect meant to foster an environment conducive to education and enrichment. When that respect is violated...
Reality check time. Yesterday did actually happen.
I had a date. I had a date with Rachel Amber Jova. How cool is that?
And I also, I didn't. She burned down a forest. It was heckin' cool.
Sure. Maybe Chloe's fetish is that, is forest fires. Maybe.
What?
Remember, she loves Rachel.
A burning bush isn't a good thing, though, is it?
No, it's not.
I'm sorry.
No. I fully approve.
Trouble is merely the byproduct, Miss Price. What's at issue is your attitude.
We're all adults here, Shira. We can joke about whatever we want.
Fair enough.
I mean, I know this... Okay, to be fair, the original game did show that he had his good points here. But no, here, actually, I'm with the principal on this. Chloe is a repeat offender.
Yeah.
I get that sometimes the system doesn't get certain kids and just labels them as troublemakers. No, Chloe is one who has had that.
Oh, no. Chloe is definitely a lost cause. I will gatekeep on this one.
About trespassing on the stage. Implications of possible drug-related activities.
Which ended up being true.
And guess what? Actually, it's an interesting moment now where the mom starts to get on Chloe's side for once, as you're about to see.
Take a careful look through her room at home. Shall I continue? Witnesses saying you were involved in bullying.
Well, excuse
Okay,
me?
now that is
I
BS.
stood up for that little
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not
That's
what
one
happened.
interpretation of events.
What other possible interpretation can there
You will
be?
about my daughter, but she is
Okay, you're wrong there, mommy. But in this specific case, she wasn't.
me. You know, the guy who actually did what you're accusing me of.
Like,
Mr. North's situation requires sensitivity.
of course.
Chloe's situation is less sensitive.
Yeah, I'm with the mom on this one.
Discuss other students' situations.
Okay, you know, I was on your side up until this point, principal, but now I'm not.
Convenient.
Yeah.
I actually like I like this bit here. Actually,
Mom, you know this is all bullshit, right?
I'm beginning to suspect that myself.
I actually like that moment. That's a nice little moment
Yeah.
between the two of
Your
them.
daughter's misbehavior is
It really makes you
Sorry you
wonder
feel
why.
that way.
And yet, even with your prodigious
Yes, Jova?
disciplinary record, Miss Price.
It makes me wonder, why does Chloe have it out for her mom in the original Life is Strange game? Like, clearly her mom has been on her side when it's counted.
Well, she was being antagonistic towards the mom in episode 1, in that first conversation we had. So that was just like a one-off thing. Maybe I don't know what.
This is a consequence
And then-
of your actions,
okay.
Chloe. I have no choice
I
but
made her
to.
do it.
What? What?
What?
I mean, that's not a lie.
Yeah, seriously, what? Could you speak up a bit?
Well,
for
okay.
me?
Well, actually, Shiroi, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. She did invite Chloe to come ditch school with her, but it's not like she pointed a gun at her or anything. It's like Chloe could have
I mean,
very
that's
well
true.
Chloe could have very well refused. She didn't. Chloe went along because she wanted to. She herself even said, "Shiroi, do I need a reason to ditch school?" Like Chloe did that because she wanted. No, Rachel's just trying.
Yeah.
Rachel's just trying to cover for her friend.
Safe.
Don't you see, guys? The plot twist is that Rachel actually has subliminal messaging powers that can actually get people to do what she wants.
Again, I need to point this out, Jova, for later. No, yeah. Notice they're also trying to portray that Rachel is a very, very good actress, as in she's capable of reading people, she's capable of fooling people, all that shit. Again, keep this in mind for the ending.
Stand by me even now.
Also, that bit where she said,
Chloe.
I
is
made
this
her
true?
do it, and everyone was saying,
It's
what?
true.
I took that to be as like, what? Could you speak up? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, that's another thing, Dwebs. That's a good thing for me to point out. The sound mixing in this game, sometimes it's weird. Sometimes certain voice clips sound lower than the others. Trust me, you might be thinking, trust me, this is not the problem with my recording. This is how it comes across in the game, I assure you.
You're an awesome actor, Rachel. You almost convinced me, and
She
I know
is?
you're lying. But
No, remember, Dwebs, like I've said just to Shiroi, she's just lying to try to save Chloe from being expelled. Problem is, like she said, it's a lie. Chloe wasn't forced to ditch school.
really,
And he's not even mentioning the forest fire.
I
Yeah,
didn't convince
well,
Chloe to
well,
ditch
Well, to be fair, they don't know that Rachel started that.
remember, Dwebs, nobody finds out who started that fire. That plot line goes nowhere.
tired of
That's the thing.
image everybody expects.
This fucking game. But anyway, now Chloe's going to. No. I'm not going to let you take the fall for me. I'm going to tell the truth.
Graffiti,
Basically, that's the basic point that they're trying to get across to us.
maybe even abuse marijuana.
I mean, you did actually steal alcohol.
I love how her parents' reaction to her doing marijuana is, but basically amounts to a huh. Hey, mom, dad, guess what? I had my first taste of marijuana, and the person's like, huh? Well, that's a thing. Okay.
That's nice, honey.
Serious. Chloe, I told her, if you get blamed for this, you will be in serious trouble. Serious trouble. Whereas I, having a perfect record at Blackwell, will not. Think about it, I told her. And don't do anything you'll regret. Anyway, that's what really happened.
Oh, Rachel.
I'm glad we have finally gotten to the bottom of this matter, though the revelation brings me no pleasure.
Yeah, and now as Chloe, you have a choice to either let Rachel take the fall or tell the truth.
This being your first infraction in no way reduces its severity. Still, we will not be suspending you at this time. But you have squandered our trust. You will no longer be my administrative assistant first period. And you will no longer be involved in Blackwell's performance of the Tempest.
Oh, come on. Don't you think that's a bit harsh, dude?
Yeah, that's
And you will be forced to clean the kitchen every evening.
What are you insane?
What? Are you insane?
Your discipline is still pending, Miss Price.
And your acting is appalling, so you're expelled.
Since this is her first infraction,
Mr.
don't you
Amber,
think,
I don't tell you how to run the district attorney's office. Please don't tell me how to run my school.
Okay,
Your
so
boss.
There's a reason we have
why
understudies
would he
for
be his
all
boss? He's a
circumstances,
district
accidental
attorney.
and deliberate.
has
Doesn't that
nothing
mean
to do
he,
with this.
doesn't he oversee certain
Victoria
people?
Chase.
Yeah, but not...
Not that
not-
of the school.
and this is a private school, dude. It's not a public school. So the DA can do
District
anything.
attorney.
Oh, and it's
Even if-
Victoria too.
Chloe is upset for her friend, but we are both grateful that she is not going to be unduly blamed for what happened.
There is plenty
Hint,
of blame
hint.
to go around.
I don't even
Chloe's
think I even
future
think much of
Blackwell
the
will be
mom's
discussed next.
acting, to be
Unless
honest.
you had something to add
Yeah,
first,
the
Miss
mom's acting is fine, honestly.
Okay,
Like,
so
she's
go along with
trying to calm all
Rachel
that.
or take the blame. And by taking the blame, they mean another backtalk challenge. Alright, guys. Time to verbally abuse the principal.
But thanks to
All
the
right.
acting skills, I'll have to go down in flames if I want to fix this.
And to succeed in backtalk, listen to your opponent and choose a related comeback. Yeah, you already told me this game, but whatever.
Get your head out of your ass, Wells. You seriously think yesterday was Little Miss Sunshine's idea?
Miss Amber has accepted her responsibility.
If it quacks, accept reality, you are unacceptable. Accept reality.
Don't you have the slightest idea how this works? You don't wake up one morning and decide to be an outlaw. You need prior.
I don't know, Shiro. Sorry, I don't know, Chloe. That seems to be what happened to you after your dad died.
You're a liar.
Also, Rachel was the one who did invite
Confess to thinking She
Chloe.
can act like a
Yeah, like
Also, we know she goes out to parties she's not old enough to
line
attend.
and sinker. You don't have to do this. It's okay.
Well, she's doing it now.
God, that delivery. You don't have to do this. Really. Like, you'd think it would be listen, you don't have to do this. Really. Like, pretend that you care,
Little Red Riding
Kylie. Please.
Hood in this house.
oh wow, that
Chloe,
line.
this can't be you.
Well, at least that comeback was actually, had some bite to it for a change.
Principal's like, what the fuck is happening?
Fine.
Well, at least these particular comebacks in this particular scene are actually somewhat have some kind of a bite. I wish all of them were like that. Because to me, a minigame like this is only
And that convinces the principal.
I appreciate
Apparently.
the motive, but I appreciate more.
You see, Shiroi, the message here is, in order to get what you want from people, verbally abuse them. There you go. That's your
But
message.
it's like in RPGs, you want to make friends, you beat the shit out of them.
Not so hard.
Well,
Thank you.
I guess you got me there.
Coming into today's meeting, planning to suspend you for the rest of the school year, with a chance for reinstatement in the fall.
But now there will be no reinstatement.
And there you go. This is how Chloe gets expelled from Blackwell, and that's why she's not. She's completely unemployed in the first game.
Escort you to clean.
Or not doing anything in general.
You may wait outside my office until you arrive.
So there you go, guys. One answer from the first game answered. This is how Chloe got expelled.
Good day, Mrs.
Oh.
Price.
There you go.
If I
Mr.
recall
and Mrs.
correctly,
Amber.
if you play your cards right, she still gets suspended. Well, okay, she
on,
gets
Chloe.
suspended in the other alternative, I think.
Yeah, but now she's flat out expelled.
I guess either way, we're to assume that she gets expelled eventually.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter because the whole.
Later. Be back.
Because it's not like Chloe ever. I don't think that even if you
I didn't
do
get the
take
chance
the
to.
allow Rachel to take the blame, I don't think we even come back. If I remember correctly, I think she gets expelled still. I haven't. I'll have to go back and check. Maybe
We had to meet with-
I'll in between parts. I'll check.
I'm sure for you this is an
I'll check the other outcome because I do think she gets expelled still. Now that I think about it,
We really should be.
I only played through this game once before recording this playthrough, so I don't have as much experience with this one.
Mom,
I'll see you in the parking lot.
Hey, Chloe.
Hey, Skip.
I'm supposed to walk you out.
just you and me.
They don't pay me enough.
I was supposed to have today off, right?
Sorry that my totally fair and impartial hearing inconvenienced you, man.
Do they not have, like, more than one
I don't
security
really care
staff?
about any of this shit.
Apparently not, Shiroi.
Except my
Apparently not.
secret stash.
You know what this means, though,
Might as well grab an
Shiroi?
emergency joint while I'm here.
Chloe may have indirectly contributed to the fact that David will eventually become security
Oh,
manager.
don't worry, Jova. We'll get there. We'll get to that.
I had big plans for adding to this collage. Oh well.
So yeah, basically now we get to take all the stuff out of the locker, including our joint, like Chloe just said.
Space after me.
Alright, let's sign. Basically it's one of those lockers where each individual owner of this locker has signed, you know. Chloe Price 010. Almost. Alright.
Trusty keeper of my graffiti pens.
Alright, homework.
You've
Trash.
served me well. Love how every time someone tells me how much potential I have, it's right before saying how I'm wasting it all.
Teachers do be like that.
Chloe, I need to start seeing more effort from you if you're going to fail my class. The quality of your work simply isn't acceptable. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, look, kitty photo. Which is weird. Like, Chloe doesn't seem the kind of girl that would have a kitty picture in her locker.
Maybe she likes kittens.
Who
Oh.
being a cat person ain't gonna make me like her game.
That's the thing, Shiro. I'm not really seeing Chloe as a cat person. I don't know. It doesn't really seem to fit with her personality, if you ask me.
She seems more like a dog person.
Yeah, definitely. Especially because whenever we pet a dog at the beginning of this game. So yeah, Chloe is definitely, to me, sounds more like a dog person than anything. Ooh, English book.
To mark the occasion.
So
Something
in the trash it goes.
Absolutely.
Ah yes, the greatest metal band ever. Metal.
Okay. Okay. So I've looked over the script, and yeah, if you don't do all that correction stuff, Chloe gets suspended, and it's basically just changed to about of her appointment for reinstatement and whatnot. So either way, it does give us enough leeway to guess why Chloe never came back to school. In this case, obviously expelled. In the other case, well, Chloe just getting worse. She probably intentionally flunked the whole reinstatement case.
All
I'm more
right.
of a fan of baby metal.
What the hell?
All right, and now, hold on.
Damn it.
Chloe, Ayo, had to borrow your stash. Desperate times, you know. I promise I'll get you back next week. Oh, look, it's Justin. If you forgot who Justin is, he's that kid who loves to skate who called Max a poser. In the first game, I mean.
Fuck every inch of this place. I wish I could tag it from.
Rihanna, when you say fuck this place, you're supposed to act like you actually mean it. Can you do that?
I guess the idea is that it's in her mind and all.
Then I'm out.
I guess.
Hey guys, we're going
Try
back
to make it
to
fast, will you?
the bathroom.
That being said, we now have the opening credits of episode 2, which is perfectly fine by me because I actually really like this song too.
Hey, remember this bathroom, guys? This is where the
You're gonna
plot
die
of
here
episode-
in a few
Yeah.
years from now.
Yeah, basically. But for now, time to leave. Since this is our last time here, let's, sign insubordinate Wells. Haha. And like I said, I really like this track too.
Hey guys, remember some of the graffiti we saw in the first episode of Life is
Aw,
Strange?
you did make Square Enix graffiti.
Daughter is the band Daughter is really wasted in this game. Like their music is really good.
I mean, Daughter didn't do the music in True Colors, did they?
No, for True Colors they went back to the acoustic guitar music from the first game. Because basically Deck9's primary vision after Life is Strange 2 was to try to get the series back to its roots, Because Life is Strange 2, let's just say Life is Strange 2 did a lot of damage.
Yes.
From what
like,
you've told me, yeah.
Troy, it did so much damage that Square Enix may or may... Well, I'm not sure if fired is the right term, but let's just say don't expect Don't not to be working on Life is Strange for quite some time.
No, Don't not actually
gave them the boot and had Deck 9 come back to make Life is Strange 3.
Don't not recently
True
actually.
Colors.
Yeah, Don't not actually recently had an interview about Life is Strange where they said that never say never, but for now we just want to work on our own new IPs.
Which is fine, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Seriously,
Oh no!
that's what Victoria said.
Hold on! Victoria just found out that Chloe might have, vandalized the bathroom. Guess where this will go?
Noah.
Yay!
Well, I mean, she's expelled, so what else could they do?
Also, pretty sure vandalism is like a crime.
Yeah.
It's not just punishable by, school, but also law. But anyway, you did mention, you or Jova mentioned that Life is Strange 2 is possibly worse than Detroit with how offensive it gets.
Sure. Allow me to recite to you a scene from that game where a guy starts talking about how he writes a lot of articles online and does podcasts to raise awareness to all the injustices in the world about racism and homophobia and all that shit. And then the protagonist responds with, and I quote, "Wow, so you're all political and stuff." And his response is, "Everything is political, Sean." And believe it or not, Shiroi, the game lives and breathes by that line. Everything is political. Remember, Shiroi, these are the same guys who made the first game. Can you trust those guys with racial relationships and... Well, no, it's mostly racism, to be fair, and as well as, homophobia. Can you trust those guys with that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Really?
You don't know? I can give you an answer. Fuck no. There you go. Go on, Jova.
I really get the semblance that the writers thought that, from all the glowing receptions that the first Life is Strange got back in the day, that they could do no wrong, that they were ready to really tackle the heavy issues. And, reality had other plans.
Well, you know what doesn't suck?
What?
You
also don't suck.
I know.
Should probably do this tomorrow morning.
There you go. This is what there you go, Shira. This is their romantic banter. You know who doesn't suck, honey? Who? You.
You're hella weird.
And by the way, I also did this to Vanessa as well. Where after I saw these things back in my original playthrough, hey, honey, you know who doesn't suck? Wait, and she's like, who? You. And her response was, well, I know. I mean, that'd be no, I'm serious. But in the meantime, Mommy's still worried. Okay. Also, there's an alert text about the fire, and Elliot is worried that we got expelled. Holy shit! Yeah. Did you get Wells to? Yeah, I'm just in my room.
Yeah, you.
What happened to? Yeah, whatever. Jova, please.
Please, you.
Oh, never mind. I don't know. Let's not read that. Sorry. Never mind. It's just him basically giving a warning about the fire and shit. It's not.
Maybe you just want us to scan over it because you tend to just, shift up and down on these things.
It's because Jova. Remember, my OCD kicks in, and I have to get rid of all the skulls, which are the new icons in the journal. So.
Anyway, okay, so technically this is done in enough of a way where you can pretty much fill in the gaps as to why Chloe
look! It's the parking spot! Look at that, Shira! It's the handicap spot from 4 years later! See? Continuity!
Sorry, guys, do you have a time?
Go to 25 or something.
That was actually part of your first impression with Chloe, Shirai.
Yep.
Good, I am so thrilled to be back here.
25 minutes.
Alright, wait a bit. Don't worry, I'm not missing anything. I'm just gonna talk to Mr. Simple.
The car park looks less, roughed up than what we see.
Don't worry, we're just talking to Mr. Simp over here.
To school on a Saturday morning. Nothing good, I bet.
Elliot, the guy who secretly... Chloe's Warren. He secretly loves her, but, he's a simp.
I'm surprised it took this long, too.
Do you want a hug?
Nice try, my dude.
All right, Dwebs, get ready.
Let's not make a big deal out
And
of this.
click. Basically, Dwebs, he just asked for, you want a hug?
Sorry.
And I chose no.
Yeah.
Because remember, I'm going for the Rachel ship. So
Yeah.
I don't
Let
think
me
that
guess.
affects it if she
Get off
if she
scot-free.
accepts the hug, though.
does it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not taking any chances.
She tried to cover for me.
Like, why even bother, really? Just like with the first game,
figured
it's
I'd
not even
see
really
the
that
tickets anyway. I was
interesting.
going to
I
take
know,
them,
but-
actually. I got 2 tickets in case you changed your mind.
I mean, granted, if you want to go that way,
Thanks.
fine, but
I guess.
Yeah?
Eh.
So you in?
besides, I don't
keep
really
taking
think
my
that
back
this
things.
game... Okay, I know that Elliot sims for Chloe, but I don't recall Chloe ever really reciprocating those
No.
things for Elliot in this game, so
No.
I don't think you'd
Maybe
risk
we can
going
hang out
out of
instead?
the relationship with Rachel if you
Nah,
accept the
I
hug
think I'll
from
just-
him.
It's Warren all over again. Like, even if you try to be nice to Warren, sorry, to Elliot, it doesn't really lead anywhere. Because the game clearly doesn't care about this and just sees this as a more like okay, well, normally I would say this is more like a joke plot more than anything, but then we know how this character's story ends. But again, we'll get to it. Jova knows what I mean. And there you go, with the haters gonna hate walk. There you go. Oh,
David, please.
hi David.
Yeah, what is?
Chloe, your mother and I have been talking.
Can we do this later?
Can we do this later? I don't think I can handle another fight right now.
And who do you expect to handle things for you? Your mother?
I don't need a conversation.
You
Not with
you
such
do.
an asshat here.
Yeah, you
just need
really
some
do.
Do
I mean,
not
you've been
use that
expelled.
language with your mother.
If my mother has something to say, she will say it to me.
She has. The problem is, you don't listen. Maybe
Where's the
if you
lie?
tried
I don't
to
see a
listen
lie
to me,
here.
Instead of fighting me about everything, you might actually learn a thing or two.
Exactly.
Yeah, just like
How
you
to
learned
be a
at school.
soldier?
Oh wait.
Soldiers put family and future above self and now.
Like, yeah, it's a soldier metaphor, but it's a soldier metaphor that makes sense. She tries to throw, "Oh, you're a soldier" at him, but he raises just as much a
What kind
good
of
point.
opportunity you gave up? Do you want to work at the diner?
Someone needed my help.
Someone
Might as well
needed
be
my help.
honest.
Who? Your friend Rachel? Because I think the daughter of the DA is going to be just fine. I need your help. Me, your mother. We need to
You
get
know,
our
Chloe,
own
maybe you
house
could
in
also
order.
tell her the detail about how, you know,
Now, what
Rachel
I
has that
need
issue
most of
with
all
her
is for the
dad
two of you
cheating
to
on her.
start
I'm
getting
pretty sure
along.
they might listen to that at least, but no, she doesn't. She doesn't elaborate further. I am so frustrated with characters who could easily just explain stuff, but for the sake of the narrative, just choose not to.
You know, there's still no excuses for David's actions in the first game, but you can definitely see how he got to
And
that
will you
point,
still
like
be
even
coming to our
now.
house?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they did take that line that Chloe just keeps pushing him to heart because, yeah, no, this game shows that. And to his credit, he legit is trying to talk things out civilly with her, but Chloe just keeps getting pissy at him. And so here's my thing, Chloe. What makes Rachel so special that you'll be civil with her, but you can't be civil with anyone else?
Well, I mean, okay, what would
Including
have,
her own mom, by the way.
what would have happened if
Empty
Pedro
your
said
pockets
sure?
and place all your belongings
Don't trust me, Dwebs. These minor choices don't really. There's some variation in dialogue, but trust me, it doesn't make that much a difference.
to prove it.
Let me see if I can
I don't
remember.
need more discipline from you. I need my mom.
I know, Chloe.
Well, okay.
I'm
To be
sorry,
fair,
but
if she
David
does
feels
say
this.
sure, I think David at least
We
responds saying
feel
that
this
he's
is the
glad to
best
hear
way to
about
start
it, and
fresh.
he says he'll be assisting her mother in a few areas.
All right, that
You
being
know, he'll help, and he'll help make sure that she's not abusing drugs or alcohol.
right.
So technically, that is another bout where it is stuff. Like, I'll give this game some credit.
Fine.
I do at least feel like your choices matter more in here than they do in the actual original Life is Strange game. I mean, obviously they can't go too far out of, the certain parameters set since this is a prequel. But I would argue, look, like I said, if you play your cards right, Chloe can actually have something of a better relationship with David in this game.
That being said,
Good thing that one kid took her stash, huh? But yeah, go on, Pedro.
That being said, David just told Chloe to empty her pockets just to make sure she's not has any drugs on her, and the game is going to basically try to make this so that this is a wrong thing for David to ask. But honestly, and later he's going to even have an entire scene where David apologizes to her. So the game poses David's request for her to empty her pockets as a bad thing. I don't really understand why. It's a perfectly valid concern considering her precedents, to be honest with you.
Keep in mind, she's just been flipping expelled.
Yeah.
A parent who doesn't read you the riot for that is, well, okay, unless your expulsion is complete BS.
See, that's the thing,
the
Jova.
parental figure has every right to at least ask that you empty your pockets.
That's the thing, Jova. Later on, the game is going to pose this request from David as an invasion of her privacy and shit. Like, it's genuinely going to try to have even David apologize to her for this. That he shouldn't have asked her for. I don't. Okay, is this like maybe this is more acceptable over here than in America? Because I never heard of a problem like this where asking your child to empty your pockets is an invasion of privacy.
Hold on, this scene, by the way, her mom is literally asking for them to just talk and clear things up.
I'm a fuck up. I'm sorry.
You know what's sad? This is quite possibly the closest we've ever gotten to Chloe admitting that she's the one at fault. And it's in a prequel, mind you. So this just shows that, yeah, she got worse since in Life is Strange. Again, remember, blames everyone but herself for her problems.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mind you, I know that she eventually does supposedly have that revelation by the end of Life is Strange, but like we mentioned, too little, too late.
I'm not
what dimension is
over
this?
anyone else. It's about the three.
Also, to answer Pedro, I'm not quite sure about that exactly, and I think it's fine in this instance, because she was she skipped school, she went out to do God knows what. So I think in this moment right here, what he asked is a reasonable request.
Yeah, it is, Shira. But the game doesn't treat it as such. That's what baffles me.
But if he was just randomly was bursting in her room every so often, it was surprise check, and it was okay, that's an Dwibs, 1 second please, that would be an invasion of privacy. But this instance right here, it is a reasonable request, I think.
Same. Go ahead, Dwibs.
I was gonna say, I thought the parents vanished for a second.
Oh. See, okay.
God, look at that! David's actually letting her go! The super strict guy is letting her go to blow off steam! How terrible he is!
It's interesting.
He was shit in the main game.
It's interesting because...
Wibbs, that is not here, though, at that point. And if anything, this just shows that, again, it does not excuse how he is in the main game, but this really goes to show that Chloe was the instigator from the get-go, because he has been, for the most part, fair to her in this game, all things considered. For the supposed dictator that she paints him as, he is actually more okay than her mother with letting her storm off and deal for stuff instead of trying to get her cooped up.
If David was asking Max to empty her pockets, let's say David did something like that to Max in the first game, now that would be out of line. I understand something unnecessary and out of line because he has no reason to do that with Max. But Chloe has been doing drugs, disobeying her mom, being an outright complete delinquent for years at this point. So demanding her to prove that she has no drugs, because after all, if she doesn't have anything to hide, why should she refuse her? This it's just one of those things where it's just this girl has a precedent of lying her ass off. I don't see why David should take her word for it.
And keep in mind, it's not like he's even, like, grounding her or anything. He lets her run off, knowing that she'll eventually come back, or at least is giving her the benefit of the doubt that she'll come back. And okay, to be fair, he is not yet married to her mother, apparently, at this point. He's,
not yet.
like, her mother's
He-
boyfriend, so...
he proposes
maybe you
at
could
the end
argue
of this
he
game.
doesn't-
He proposes at the
Maybe
end of
you
this game.
could argue...
Go
Yeah,
on.
maybe you could argue at this point he doesn't have the authority to do such. Although, let's be honest, he is trying. But all the same, I'm gonna say it. He was nothing but fair during this scene to her. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, he had every right to read her the riot. He was relatively calm during that.
That's why the story is so tone deaf, because as we just mentioned, all of us agree that David was justified in asking Chloe to empty her pockets. But as you'll see later, the game is going to properly portray that as a terrible thing, and David will flat out apologize, saying, "Oh no, I shouldn't have done this. I'm sorry." Blah blah blah. No.
Keep in mind, it's David who apologizes. David takes the initiative to apologize.
Yeah. Too bad it's an apology that he shouldn't have to apologize for, though. That's the thing. You know, like whatever. See you for the next.
It's good old Life is Strange mentalities, Pedro.
I guess. See you for the next part, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.